Hey guys, coming up on 2 a.m. here, watching this line of storms that continues moving in west to east out across northwest Arkansas. Additional storms are also about to move into the greater Fort Smith area too. I want to show you what this is doing and then what happens here. So we did have warnings on these storms over the last 45 minutes or so, particularly that one that moved in from Oklahoma, that all weekend. Notice how the outflow is pushing out ahead of the thunderstorms. That's an indication too that the storms will continue their weakening trend. One thing to note, though, so that's the outflow I'm talking about. See right there? One thing to note is you don't have that right here yet. So I think that the severe threat still remains through here, even though we don't have any warnings as they've weakened since it's moved in from west to east. But that's generally what it looks like for the time being, with showers and storms that move through Rogers and Centerton. Some lightning strikes still ongoing out around Beaver Lake, East Springdale. What's that going to be? Bethel Heights out towards Sonora. Some scattered showers and storms out that way, and Blue Springs Village back down through Johnson, Northwest Arkansas Mall, West Fork. This was that area where that storm that moved through earlier. You know, the tornado warning from earlier really looked a lot stronger out towards Tahlequah, and probably I think they're going to find a track out there in northeast Oklahoma. And then for the Fort Smith area, it's starting to pick up here. These storms are ahead of the outflow, kind of like I just mentioned a second ago. So my concern for severe weather is going to be lower just because the outflows outpaced them. But there is additional thunderstorms that are out to the west too. So we'll have to watch these and see how they play out. These I think will be a little more elevated. The warm front looks like it's draped out across parts of. Well, it looks like it's actually cutting through just north of Fort Smith. It should be right through this area. So you've got that warm front that's still situated out there. Let me go back over to, let's see, change sources real quick here. There's another view of the line as it's moved on in, and you can see where those warnings were as they pushed through the area. And a matter of fact, I'll just show you where I think that one's probably going to find something on right through here. That was tornado debris signature. That was just to the north of Tahlequah. The time on that was um, about 1 a.m. Looks like about an hour ago or so. And then you had that new one that was developing on the east side right there. See it? Go back a little bit too. That's what's so interesting about these tornado debris signatures. You can really just see the debris in the storm as it moves through. Yeah, see right there? It was right there. And that was north of Tahlequah. And then it kind of jogged forward. It fell apart. I mean, right as it approached the Arkansas state line there. We did reissue that for the Lincoln and Prairie Grove area going out to Greenland. That's since been canceled. And looking at the radar now, just a lot of noise out there. Maybe some small hail with that. That's less than quarter size, though. It's probably closer to, no, it's actually smaller, dime size. About, what is that, point 0.4 or so, less than half an inch. And then those thunderstorms are still out and about around Sallisaw too that are moving in. There's looks like there was one reported gust. That was with that storm near Tahlequah too. That was near Westville at 62 miles an hour. So that's boogieing pretty quick, isn't it? Back over to this radar source real quick. The showers and storms keep tracking eastward, so making their way right on through Benton County and then about to approach Fort Smith too. A little loud out there, but the weakening trend should continue on it. The tornado watch, or sorry, the severe thunderstorm watch still goes to about 2 or so, but the overall weakening trend should hold, especially in places where the outflow has outpaced the storms. I would still be a little cognizant in this area, even though the dynamics are a lot worse here for storms to be rotating than they were in Oklahoma. I was looking at, yeah, you can still see a little pocket. Just a little bit of a rotation. That was actually the one that they issued the warning on earlier. So there may be some kind of buried mezzo up there. Let's see. See how it's more become more linear with time too. Really disorganized, and the whole thing has been a lot broader, so it doesn't look like it's one of those uh, the things that are imminent. Leading edge too looks like it's out there Bentonville, Springdale, so it's more towards the east side of the county. And of course, when you move back down to the south, you see what I'm talking about? You don't get anything. You don't have a little pocket of rotation there, but when you drop south, there's not a whole lot here in eastern Oklahoma. Most of it has moved through central and southern parts of Washington County again, right? I mean, it seems like we keep getting these things over the same area time and time again. But these are going to be moving east, and more storms will be moving in behind that. And I think this stuff out west may continue right on into the mid morning hours. So it's not like we're going to shake it. Let's see if we can get a. I'm going to change radar to. This is going to be lower resolution, but it'll kind of give us a big view of the whole thing. Let's see here. There you go. From Fayetteville moving east out towards Fort Smith. Look at the stores out west though, guys. So there's none of these are severe warned, but you can see these little green boxes here. These are all flash flood warnings. These things are moving over the same area time and time again. The parent part of the mesoscale convective vortex. Obviously, I'm not limiting my vocabulary this evening or morning, would be here near Joplin. You can see where that little turn is. And a lot of times with these complexes, you get the strongest storms right there along the leading edge of the turn, which is why we've seen and we're still hearing some of the thunder that's out there that's moving in. Those will keep tracking eastward. But I guess the whole point of saying all this is there's more stuff to the west that's going to be moving in. So it's not like it's just going to move through and be done. You're going to hear rumbles of thunder pretty much all night long into the first part of the day. And the overall risk of severe weather will diminish with time, especially now that it's a little worked over. But as it stands now, still no warnings out there from North Benton County out towards, well, just east of Garfield and back through Lowell. Decent thunderstorm near Sonora, back through Goshen. We've got a thunderstorm here. That storm near Goshen looks like it's around West Bowen Boulevard. A little bit out there towards Fire Tower Road too. Again, not severe, um, and tracking east. And that one little area that had shown the rotation earlier. It's south of Elkins. Elkins right now on North Central Street and 74. There's the intersection there. You can see the yellow to red colors showing some moderate heavy rainfall moving through. A lot of thunder. Friends in Sallisaw, how you guys doing this morning? Waking up, rude awakening again, huh? Got a couple of those for us this year. And it's out there around just west of Hanson and northwest of Muldrow. That's the one that probably gets into Fort Smith. The thing is, the outflow is going to get you at first. Look at that line. So as this thing moves closer to Fort Smith, there's the outflow, and then behind that you get the storm. So you'll have a wind change and a wind shift of direction before those actual storms start to make their way in. Um, Two parts of the greater Fort Smith area. And I do think that severe threat is lower here for Fort Smith. I think it's still high, though, in some parts. I would be a little more concerned here in Madison County with that little guy that's just south of Elkins. That one that's got some spinach going. See, it's still spinning. I mean, it's broad, but it's still there. See it track across the county. It actually looks a little better now than it did back when it was warned earlier. Where is that sucker? Looks like it would be out towards Cannon Creek, Hicks, Arnett, Hazel Valley. That's going to be tracking into rural Madison County. That's probably the only storm to be of concern right now. And then we're also looking at some of these thunderstorms that are out here in out towards Beaver Lake or so. Just changing radar sources real quick. Let's see if there's anything fishy going on Eureka Springs, and it doesn't look like it. We'll change it back here. That's what we're sampling here. Let's change to a different radar source. Let's change to INX. No, that doesn't tell us anything, does it? Let's go back here. There we go. Yeah, I'd still watch this one, guys, just south of Elkins. It's very broad. It's the spinning would be in here like this. So it's a very real broad area. If it tightened up, it would be right in here. That would probably put it near Cannon Creek and Thompson crosses. Out around that area is probably somewhere to watch. Let's check this out real quick here. Eh, not really. It's about to get real rumbly out in Fort Smith. That little front that's moving through is actually, or not little front, it's more like a gust. Well, it's a gust front, but it's pretty much think about it just uncorking the atmosphere. You can see the storms developing like literally right behind it, and it's gonna be pretty loud too. I mean, we're gonna have some thunderstorms that are cracking as it moves through, and I think your tornado risk is a lot lower where the outflows outpaced it, though. It's places like Elkins where the outflow really has not outpaced it. Matter of fact, you've even got some um, scattered showers and storms from the outflow from the storms out ahead of it here. Um, let's look a little closer at that thing. And that's all new development, isn't it? Doesn't really extend into the outflow from the Fort Smith area. Looks like that's new from it's new from something that was previous. Look at that. Isn't that cool? See these little outflows right here? So you've got a bigger one to the west. These little mini ones, though, out ahead of it, sometimes they interact with the line and actually cause an enhanced area of helicity or some low-level spin. So those are always something to watch as it moves through. Still a lot of noise. Getting a little quieter though. Bentonville, Centerton, back down through Fayetteville, and Fort Smith area. You guys are gonna get a little rowdy here soon with these storms that are moving in. Looks like the heaviest still between Sallisaw and Muldrow, with additional new storms that are popping up. They're probably getting to Van Buren here soon. So overall, weakening trend with the storms, but severe threat is going to be persistent for us. The risk is actually going to transition more into heavy rainfall towards daybreak tomorrow. Plan on a sloppy ride to work on our Wednesday, and then some more decent weather for us, hopefully for the rest of the week. We get into a summer pattern. It's humidity is going to be awful. I mean, think about all the rain that we've seen. It's been a lot, hasn't it? So additional showers and storms are possible. That leading edge still holds that possibility of some strong to severe storms. Worth keeping an eye on, but overall not overly concerned, at least at the moment, on how things are shaking out. I'll keep you posted as we keep an eye on it, and plan on a messy commute if you just woke up to thunder and thought, what's going on? Well, storms are moving through. You're going to hear thunder all night. It's probably still going to be raining in the morning. Watch out for flash flooding, but the overall severe weather threat continues to diminish despite the watch being out till what's the watch out till? 4? Yeah, 4 in the morning. About 2 hours or so of that. You guys have a good overnight and good morning, and I'll see you back next time.